If you are looking for the truth about Amazon for monthly income, you need to stop looking at the revenue and start looking at the math. You see the screenshots everywhere, people claiming they made $100,000 in a single month selling on Amazon. They show you the dashboard, the big revenue numbers, and the laptop lifestyle. It looks like the ultimate passive income stream. You just send products to a warehouse, sit back, and Amazon does the rest. Today, we aren't going to show you a flashy Lamborghini. We are going to do what we do best, the math behind the business. We will calculate the startup costs for a private label product, break down the Amazon tax, analyze the advertising struggle, and see if there is actually any profit left for a new seller. The business model. Private label versus the world. First, we need to define exactly what business we are building. There are many ways to sell on Amazon. You can do retail arbitrage, buying clearance items at Walmart and flipping them. You can do wholesale, buying brands in bulk. But the model we are analyzing today, and the one that offers the highest potential for real wealth, is private label. This is where you find a generic product from a supplier, usually in China, you put your own logo and branding on it, and you sell it as your own unique brand. You are essentially building a national brand, but using Amazon as your retail shelf and distribution center. Here is how the engine works. You manufacture the product. You ship it to Amazon's fulfillment centers. When a customer buys it, Amazon picks, packs, and ships it from their warehouse. They handle the customer service and the returns. You own the brand, Amazon owns the heavy lifting. Sounds easy, right? In 2016, you could slap a label on a garlic press and make $1 million. But in 2026, the game has changed. The barrier to entry has risen. The market is saturated with low-quality products, so to survive, you need to treat this like a serious manufacturing business. Let's look at the cost to enter the arena. The setup costs, buying the farm. Think of starting an Amazon business like buying a plot of land to farm. You have infrastructure costs before you plant a single seed. We need to calculate the startup capital. 1. Product research and validation. You can't just guess what to sell. You need data. You need tools like Jungle Scout, Helium 10, or Keepa to analyze sales volume and competition. These tools cost money. Monthly software cost $50 to $100. Samples. You can't trust a photo. You need to order samples from 3 different suppliers to check quality. Sample cost $300 to $500, including international shipping. 2. Branding and intellectual property. In 2026, you cannot sell generic products. You need a brand identity. You need a logo, professional packaging design, and high-quality photography. Design and photography, $500 to $1,000. The secret cost, Amazon brand registry. To protect your listing from hijackers, you need a trademark. A Justo trademark costs around $250 to $350 in government fees, plus lawyer fees if you use one. Let's say $500 total. Total branding, $1,500. 3. Inventory. The seeds. This is the biggest chunk of cash. Suppliers usually have a minimum order quantity, MOQ. To get a price that allows you to make a profit, you typically need to order at least 500 to 1,000 units. Let's say you are selling a specialized kitchen gadget, a high-quality garlic press. Cost per unit from China, $4. Total order 1,000 units, $4,000. 4. Shipping and logistics. You have to get those 1,000 units from China to the USA. You can use cheap sea freight, takes 45 to 60 days, or fast air freight. To start, most sellers use a freight forwarder. Shipping costs sea freight plus customs plus trucking to Amazon, $1,000 to $1,500. The setup math summary. Research and samples, $500. Branding and trademark, $1,500. Inventory, $4,000. Shipping, $1,500. Total startup capital, $7,500. You are risking $7,500 before you make a single sale. This is the price of admission. If you don't have this capital, you cannot play the private label game professionally. The monthly burn rate and the Amazon tax. Now let's talk about the silent partners in your business, the fees. This is where most beginners lose their shirt. They see a sale price of $25 and think they keep $25. They confuse revenue with income. Let's look at the real numbers for that $25 garlic press. 1. Amazon referral fee. Amazon takes a cut of every sale for the privilege of selling on their platform. For most categories, this is 15%. On a $25 sale, $3.75 is gone instantly. 2. FBA fulfillment fee. This is what you pay Amazon to pick, pack, ship, and handle customer service. In 2026, due to inflation and labor costs, these fees have risen. They charge based on the size and weight of your item. For a standard small item like a garlic press, it's roughly $3.50 to $4. Let's say $3.75. 3. Inbound placement service fee. This is a newer fee many beginners miss. Amazon now charges you to distribute your inventory across their many warehouses. If you don't pay this, you have to ship your products to multiple warehouses yourself, which is a logistics nightmare. Fee, 30 cents to 50 cents per unit. 4. Storage fees. You pay rent for Amazon's shelf space. This varies by season, higher in Q4 for Christmas, but let's average it out to about 20 cents per unit sold per month. 5. The cost of goods. Don't forget, you paid $4 for that product. The profit gap calculation. Let's look at a single sale of your $25 gadget before we even talk about advertising. Revenue, $25. Referral fee, 15%, $3.75. FBA fulfillment fee, $3.75. Placement fee, 40 cents. Storage fee, 20 cents. Product cost, $4. Total hard costs, $12.10. Gross profit remaining, $12.90. This looks like a healthy profit, roughly 50% margin. But here is the reality check most YouTubers skip. You haven't gotten a customer yet. Understanding these margins is the only way to survive. It's not about sales, it's about optimizing costs. Once you see where the money actually goes, you realize that every cent counts. It's all about growth from here. Hit that subscribe if you're ready to level up your strategy. The struggle, the story of PPC pay-per-click. This brings us to the most critical part of math in 2026. Advertising. In the old days, if you had a good product, Amazon would show it to customers. Today, no. If you launch a new product with 0 reviews, it will be invisible. It will be on page 50. Nobody scrolls to page 50. You have to buy your way to the top. PPC, pay-per-click. You bid on keywords. If someone searches garlic press, you pay Amazon every time they click your product. The story of the new seller. Let's say you launch your product. You set a budget of $20 a day for ads. You get 40 clicks, costing 50 cents each. Out of those 40 clicks, you might get 2 sales, a 5% conversion rate. You spent $20 to make 2 sales. Ad cost per sale, $10. Look at that number. You spent $10 in advertising just to sell one $25 item. Now, go back to our math. Your gross profit was $12.90. Subtract the ad cost of $10. Net profit, $2.90. You just did all that work, shipping, branding, managing, for $2.90 profit. One customer returns, which happens about 5–10% of the time, and you lose money. This is the struggle phase. For the first 3 months, most Amazon sellers operate at a break-even point or a loss. You are buying data. You are paying Amazon to learn which keywords convert. Phase 1. Months 1 to 3. You are testing. You spend $1,000 on ads to get $1,200 in sales. Your profit is wiped out by fees. Phase 2, months 4 to 6, you optimize. You find the keywords that work. Your ad cost drops from $10 per sale to $5 per sale. If you can get your ad cost down to 20% of revenue, you start making real money. But if you don't learn the math of pay-per-click, you will burn through your $7,500 startup capital in 3 months and close up shop. This is why the failure rate is high, not because the business is bad, but because the math skills are weak. The income breakdown, a realistic scenario. Let's zoom out to the monthly level. Let's say you have survived the launch phase. You have optimized your ads, you have 50 reviews, and you are selling steadily. The scenario. You are selling 25 units a day. Average selling price, $25. Monthly revenue calculation. 25 units times 30 days equals 750 units sold. 750 units times $25 equals $18,750 in revenue. This is the number people post on Instagram. Look, I made $18K this month. But let's do the real math. Expenses. Cost of goods sold. 750 units times 4 equal $3,000. Amazon fees, referral plus FBA plus storage, approx $8 per unit times 750 equals $6,000. Pay-per-click advertising. Let's assume you are decent now. 15% of revenue is typical. $2,800. Returns, 10% rate, you lose 75 sales. Revenue loss, $1,875. Software subscription fees, $100. The net profit calculation. Total revenue, $18,750. Total expenses, $13,775. Net profit, $4,975. Is this worth it? A $4,975 monthly profit is $59,700 a year. This is still a strong income, the intermediate stage. But the cash flow trap. Here's the catch. You made $49,775 profit on paper. But look at your bank account. You sold 750 units this month. To keep selling next month, you need to order more inventory. You need to order maybe 1,500 units now to prepare for growth. Cost of next inventory order, $6,000 plus shipping, $2,000. Total cash needed, $8,000. You made $49,775 profit, but you need to spend $8,000 to restock. Result, you actually have to add money to your business bank account. You are profitable on a P&L sheet, but cash poor in reality. This is the cash flow trap. You have to wait 14 days for Amazon to pay you, and you have to pay your supplier immediately. Many successful businesses fail here because they run out of cash, not because they lack profit. The final verdict, 2026. So, is Amazon FBA still worth starting? The answer, yes, but only for the right person with the right math. It is not worth it if you are looking for passive income. This is active work. You are managing supply chains, marketing campaigns, and customer issues. You have less than $5,000 to $8,000 in starting capital. If you start with $1,000, one bad shipment or one account suspension will wipe you out. It is worth it if you have the patience to build a brand. The goal isn't to sell a garlic press, it's to build a kitchen brand where one customer buys your press, then your peeler, then your mat. That is where the real wealth is. The average income for a beginner in year 1 is often $0 or negative for the first 6 months due to ad spend and learning curves. By month 12, a successful seller averages $2,000 to $5,000 net profit per month. The top 10% scale to $20,000 by hiring teams and launching multiple products. The math works. The model is real. But the margin for error is thinner than ever. You aren't just buying a product, you are managing a complex equation of logistics, advertising, and fees. So, there is the breakdown. Amazon FBA is not a magic button. It is a high-stakes game of numbers. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. Cash flow is reality. If you go in expecting easy money, you will lose. If you go in expecting a challenging business that rewards those who master the math, you will win. If this honest breakdown helped you understand the real cost of selling on Amazon, let me know in the comments. And if you want to see the math behind other business models, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot more to uncover.